Alright guys, Forsaken is so locked in. We actually got a Stalker redesign, even a potential new moveset for Doombringer, and milestone skins that no one even expected. Let's get into it. So, even though we still got the new Stalker announcement, it's crazy. We're already getting another new sneak peek for the Stalker back to back now. And it's something you wouldn't expect, as the Stalker has been completely redesigned. Like, yeah, I'm serious. They decided to change the design because they wanted to make it similar to the original. But at the same time, since it's Forsaken, it's better that they have their own unique design to the Stalker, while still keeping it original. And already, he's got a brand new render, which, I can't lie, bro looks like Venom with these long eyes, man. And he actually got way more bulkier than you would expect, as before with the old design he looks kind of bloated, and he had this weird kind of eye structure and like wrinkles on his face. His body just completely looked like it was glitched out and a bit dirty. Not only that, they decided to completely change that to make him way more bulkier and sort of like a mini sixer, and instead he has a bunch of skulls on his body with the red outline effect on his sides and for his eyes. Like, it's crazy. Forsaken are locking in with this new design. It just seems like this update will come sooner, and Maximum ADHD has already said how he wanted the Forsaken guys to have creative liberty on the new design, and this version is kind of like a new form for the Stalker that she's in. And not only that, we also got concept art of how the new Stalker design looks like, with it basically being very similar to the model that we saw now and actually keeping the exact same design. Of course, at least we can see like the back image of all the skulls and even bro's rib cage. The Stalker is definitely going to be someone that you jump into players and then slash them up. Bro has definitely been hitting the gym. He probably benches 225, you know. He's already the best killer in the game. People are speculating that the skulls on his body are actually the previous Stalkers, like as a trophy. So they've actually conquered those other Stalkers and put them into this new form that has turned out to be this monster. But then we've also seen way more to this, with people making fun of how Charlton and the Stalker are like interacting with each other, and bro can't even win an Uno match. And there's one thing that people have also asked for, which we've now seen with Charlton, even other characters like Ringmaster, and maybe even Doombringer will get a classic skin, since a lot of characters now are getting these classic skins with their original design, with Gubblegum actually replying that it's very likely for her to get the classic design, since there's one for every killer in the game right now. Does that finally mean Slasher is getting the Jason skin? Yeah, I'm gonna keep going on about it because that's like the one thing that we still haven't seen since 2025. And another thing is, the Stalker doesn't use any pronouns from what ADHD has said. It's like Pyro from TF2. And it's funny how we've also got a whole emote being done by the Stalker. It just looks so off-putting, but it's just so funny at the same time. Do you like this new Venom looking design for Stalker? Like, they even posted this very suspicious and discreet video that with Builderman talking to the Helper Bot, and Helper Bot is talking about how they want to change up the generators or something like that. For some reason, these generators have been leaving scrap behind, so maybe the Helper Bot could actually get some sort of use in the new update that comes, as people think that this is probably another survivor or even just a tutorial character, and actually benefits people for doing the generators, unlike you guest mains never doing any of those generators. So maybe we could get someone that's finally useful in the game for the team. But then again, does this make the game even more survivor sided, or does it allow for killers to get more uses to kill a survivor? And things haven't even stopped there. Cacklebox has actually announced that Doombringer's moveset is finally entirely conceptualized. So that means we'll probably see something completely different to all the old abilities and even the gameplay of how Doombringer used to be. Cacklebox has mentioned how Doombringer is actually getting a completely unique base from all the other killers. So we might even get 4 updates with so many new characters. Don't get your hopes up too soon, because we know how Forsaken is. And Cacklebox even mentioned how not a single ability here is easily compared to another killer. The only other thing that they need to do now is finalize his design. And exactly what I was saying before, Doombringer hasn't really seen any new design to him or even like a update. The only things we've seen is like his milestone skin and a render that was made like a while ago now. As of recent, we all know that these new killers and characters are all getting redesigned, so don't expect everyone to stay looking the same as they were before. There was one ability called Doomsday Doomsday. And this ability allows Doombringer to not actually kill survivors, and instead Doombringer will imprison them in a cage for a slow and preventful death. Sort of like in Dead by Daylight, where the killer actually puts you on the hook and you can escape. This will actually fuel Doombringer for Doomsday, to where it seizes the match timer in its final seconds, shattering the battlefield before sending all players into the Bandlands arena, and which is insane for a killer to get. If Doombringer gets Doomsday, yeah, you're cooked, bro. You literally have to go against him in an arena, and the thing is, yeah, you're probably not surviving at that point. It's such a good gimmick that allows Doombringer to show off his real power, with people saying that they should actually his main mechanic, as it could still be something that makes these matches even more fun, and it's so unique to the point where they have to add it in as a main mechanic. I feel it definitely does feel like a mini Dead by Daylight match, with how you're having to free your friends out of the imprisonment. It does seem like he'll become more of a trapper than someone that just dominates the whole space by just jumping around the map like you see in these modern Forsaken games. And his name is literally Doombringer, so of course he's got to be extremely powerful, kind of like how Thanos is in Avengers, or even Doctor Doom now. But the last thing, yeah, we need is that new redesign, and since we've been getting a sneak peek every day, that's like the last thing we need right now. And not only did we get information about the new Stalker design, we also got something completely different that no one expected. And it's for Nosferatu. After being in the game for over a year now and having absolutely no skins in the game, Nosferatu is finally getting milestone skins, with a new quote that has come with these skins. And we actually saw both of the concepts for milestone 1 and milestone 2. I can't lie, they kind of look like the wolf skin. Maybe they just got like inspired by that wolf skin and decided to base off these milestones like that. Honestly, this is something that everyone wanted in the game since the start. I know you guys love Nosferatu this much, and I was expecting them to kind of go towards that more Dracula kind of style, where it was supposed to be based on like sort of the movies, Count Orlok and stuff like that, since we've had a lot of milestone skins that people have made which are concepts. With the milestone 2 skin, it's actually crazy how badly the Spectre has corrupted Nosferatu. Like, bro is completely turning into the Stalker, as his hand is completely ruined, and we can already see how there's like a slight progression for milestone 1, all of his clothing getting ruined completely. In these milestones, we'll see how the Spectre ruined Nosferatu and how he actually got Forsaken, because Nosferatu needs a bit more lore to the game, since yeah, he was a surprise drop character, but then having nothing really that people cared about compared to someone like Jeff the Killer. But the thing is, even though Nosferatu is getting these new milestones, we've also seen Builderman get redesigned milestones back in the Slasher update, but then they got completely removed. We haven't seen them since then, and no one knows what happened to them. We could even see a rework for Nosferatu, or maybe some updates to make them even more viable, even though they have probably one of the most fun kits. That's a hot take. And hopefully Forsaken keeps up with these sneak peeks. It's literally bringing back the hype that we saw before the 6er update, and it's the one thing that makes Forsaken stay consistent and even blow up even more, because when these characters drop, people will keep playing the game, as there's so much variety to choose from now, and you have a lot more to do. So what do you think about all of these new sneak peeks? Was it actually worth changing things up, or should they just be completely removed? And if you haven't already, subscribe and like, because I'm uploading so much now and Forsakening it.